Hi guys, welcome to Breathing Truth Podcast. My name is Alana and I'm so glad you joined me today for another pod. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're back, hi Truth Club, glad you joined for another episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on your favorite part of this podcast as we go throughout it. Today guys, I'm going to be talking about fear. What is fear? What does the Bible say about fear? Is fear a good thing? Is fear a bad thing? A lot of times we fear a lot. Like, we can fear the simplest thing that we don't even need to be fearful of. There's so many times that I feared something, right? Like getting in trouble, right? Not doing the right thing and getting caught for it. Like, that's fear, right? Or fearing that someone has bad intentions and not good intentions for us. Or fearing that someone's not going to show up for us in our life. Or that you may not find a spouse, right? Or you may not have kids. Those are all things that are fear. Right? And the definition of fear is basically intense emotion that is a response to an immediate perceived threat, triggering the psychological flight or fight response. Fear can be a protective emotion, but it becomes a problem when it's overwhelming or disruptive. There are different types of fears, such as a fear of unknown versus a fear for a specific object or situation. That's what fear is. An intense emotion triggered in our response to fight or flight. So fight the battle or run away from the battle that's in front of us is my interpretation. To me, there's two kinds of fear. Fear of and fearing God. Okay? Fear of is not what we're supposed to have. Fear of God is what we need to have. And I'm going to explain that to you. So, right? So fear of that's what holds us back. That's what holds our spirit back from moving forward and trying, right? That's that running. That's a running. That's a flight, right? Or you can have healthy fear, as in the fear of the Lord. That is the fight, right? That's the running towards a situation and not from it. So the Bible talks about a lot about fear, like how God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. That's in 2 Timothy 1:7. Other verses, God's presence removes fear. Isaiah 41:10 talks about, fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Another version of good fear is perfect love casts out all fear. And of course, fear is overcome through faith. That's a good one. And the Bible right there and all those verses and scriptures is talking about how you do not need to have fear because God is with you. He will help you get through it, right? Like, we shouldn't fear the things that we have no control of. We shouldn't have fear of things that have an emotional, high, intense reaction out of us. And I just think, like, a lot of times we live in fear. We live in fear of getting a new job. We live in fear of speaking up to people that have hurt our feelings. I live in fear and working on being more vulnerable, right? A fear of giving up on a friendship. That's fear because you're like, oh, this person may know so much about me and I fear they're going to go tell everything about me. And that's what's holding you and gripping you to not walk in faith, right? We don't need fear. Fear has no place in our lives, in our mind, in our thoughts, no place. And we have to learn to equip ourselves with scriptures that talk about how to cast out fear. One verse is 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves torment. But he who fears has not been made perfect in love. What? He who fears has not been made in perfect love. God is love. If you love God and if you understand that God loves you, you should not fear anything, right? It's easier said than done, right? But it's saying that there's no love in fear. There's no trust in fear. There's no faith in fear. There's no peace in fear. And that's what the enemy wants us to have, fear. Because once we start fearing, our mind starts going, and that's how we become tormented in a sense, or start spiraling, or start acting crazy, right? And the type of fear that we need to have is the fear of God, right? And it's a whole different ballgame. The fear of God is different. It's a holy reverence, right? When you fear God, that's the beginning of wisdom. And that's in Proverbs 9:10, right? It's like a deep respect for God, a deep awe for God, right? A deep understanding of God's holiness and power and what he can do, right? The more reverence we have for God, the less room fear of the world has to control us. That switch right there, fear of God, as in you admire, you respect, you adore, you love the holiness and power that he brings through all the different things that he can do in the areas of our life that may need help and work and progress. And I feel as though the Bible says a lot, okay? The Bible is just, it has nuggets, as we all know. I feel like another way to put about the fear of God doesn't mean that you're terrified of him, right? Right? Like, it's not like danger or, oh my gosh, I sinned, so I fear God. No, no, no. It's the opposite. It's like, I fear God. I have a respect for his power and his holiness. So I'm going to try not to sin. I'm going to try not to act in my flesh. I'm going to try to operate in the spirit, because that reverence of God is what we want, is what we should strive for what we should become and try to become. Okay? Fear of God is like a reverence that honors God fully. That whatever we do, we're thinking, am I honoring God? Am I obeying God? Am I loving God for what he does? And I think when you fear God in such a level, you produce obedience, because you are basically saying, not my way, not my thoughts, but your way. Your thoughts are higher, God. So help me continue to follow you. And the more we fear God, the more the Holy Spirit speaks us, and the more that we can walk and be disciples, the more we can walk and overcome the things that are holding us back. Okay? Fear of God protects us from sin, as I kind of shared before with my example. It leads us to blessings in life, right? This kind of fear brings peace and not panic. So when you think of fear, are you having fear of stuff, or do you have fear of God? Do you have panic, or do you have peace? What are you picking? I want to pick the fear of God. I want to be the person that is honoring him. I want to be the person that has peace no matter what the situation is in front of me, no matter what's happening around me, just being focused on God and his holiness and the power that he has to do things that man can't even do. I feel like the fear of God is a balance of love and reverence, right? Without fear, aka reverence, love can become casual. Right? And without love, fear becomes terror. We hide from him. When we have fear, as in reverence, that's casual, we take God for granted of what he's doing. We don't appreciate it. We're not grateful for it. Right? So the Bible calls us to have both. To have love and the fear, but the reverence fear. The fear of God. Because both together, a loving relationship with God that honors him in his holiness. Wow. The fear of God produces wisdom, right? This means the reverence and awe of his greatness, the respect for who he is and his authority and the things he commands us to do, that when we listen and obey and follow. And it builds a deeper love, a deeper understanding, and a deeper worship and praise and heart of thanksgiving. Fear has a lot of us tripped up. But the wrong fear, the fear of, has us tripped up. that's causing the panic, when we need the fear of God, the one that brings peace, the one that we respect, the one that has the final say and has the authority to do what we don't even think that could be done. The fear of God is an ongoing relationship. It's an ongoing of faith and understanding and believing and hoping and trusting. Faith is hard. Having hope is hard. Trusting God is hard. But when we know and believe, not even just know, the belief in our heart of the kind of God that we serve, that you serve, that I serve, there's so much in us that will want to be holy, that will want us to worship and praise and be different than what we see in the world. Truth Club, fear not, because he has overcome the world. Truth Club, do you believe that God has overcome the world? Are you still walking with fear? Do you believe that the fear of God is powerful and represents holiness, admiration? Do you believe that? All I know is that I don't want to walk in fear, and I don't want you to walk in fear. So we have to go back to the basics. Go back to the understanding of who God is and what he could do and what he has done. And build on remembering that, believing that, and understanding that. Yes, understanding the fear of God is a lot more work and a lot harder than fearing something. But a lot of times, the things that is the hardest and the most work is the best thing that we can do for us and the best outcome. So I'm going to ask you today, are you fearing something? If the answer is yes, thank you for being honest. If you're not, that's amazing. And if you're not, do you have a true understanding of what the fear of God is? Do you have a true reverence of God? Are you walking in that reverence of God? And if you have fear, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in fear? Are you going to stay in panic? Or are you going to try to migrate to the peace? The peace is only up. The panic is down. If you notice, as you panic or as people panic, it drains you. So you're being pulled down. But as you go for peace, you begin to be uplifted and your spirits get uplifted. Be people that have peace. Let's be people that have faith. Let's be people that have hope and a true reverence of the God that we serve. And just be thankful for the God that we are able to serve freely. Because it's always a choice. And my prayer and my hope is that your choice is fear of God, the reverence of God, and not fear of what the world is displaying and what's changing all the time. The reverence of God is constant. He's very consistent. He's always on time. He's there no matter what. The fear of what's next is so much down, down, down. So let's build ourselves up. Let's understand the reverence of God. Let's understand the power of God. Let's understand the holiness of God. So we will be true people that have a solid foundation of not fearing. It's hard, but we all can do it. Truth Club, thanks so much for joining. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.